You're listening to The Burning Truth. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dude and dudettes. I'm your host, Matt Burns, and with me I have got John Blow. And I can also say it's good to be back on The Burning Truth for this week, 100%. I'm pretty sure that Blow will agree with me on this one.
Absolutely. It's never good to miss a week. What a week we chose to miss, eh?
It was an interesting week. However, unfortunately, due to massive circumstances due to it, it's a valid reason was basically in case of if as much as it was due to personal reasons, a big chunk of it was due to mental health.
Essentially, yes, which is never something, it's never a laughing matter. It's always something that should be taken seriously.
Very.
And it was last week, which is why we basically didn't have time to do a show. But we're here this week because
it's due to the time off and everything that the amount of health has been able to be recovered, and it's something that I will, in case if anybody does want to know, it was actually myself. I just thought I'd just point that out just in case. It was myself, but the thing is, the reason behind it is sort of gone. The issue is slowly resolving itself, and things have gotten a lot better. One thing I will state in regards to is, if you are suffering with mental health issues, don't suffer in silence. Please speak up and voice.
Let someone know, because that you never know, they may be able to help you.
It could be the difference in everything. Just from letting one person know in regards to what's going on and everything. But that aside, that was last week. We're now on this week where we are fully back, fully operational, and we are back to business as usual.
And we have a pair of well-polished soapboxes, both of which will be getting thorough use before the night is over.
That we will do, because straight away we've got plenty of talk for WWE, we've got plenty of AEW, we might even have some Impact Wrestling, and of course we've also got some local wrestling as well.
Which is always a bit of fun. So where do you want to start?
Let's just get Impact Wrestling straight out the way.
Works for me.
I'm liking the idea that what they're currently doing at the moment with Moose.
And just for those who aren't sure, because to be brutally honest, they'd forgotten that Impact Wrestling exists. What are they doing?
Basically, at the moment, you've got Moose, who is in a bit of a feud with Ken Shamrock. Now, to make it even more interesting is they're bringing up some of Ken Shamrock's history and everything, making sure to hype up the baddest man on the planet. And in an interesting fact, and this
World's
one...
most dangerous man. Or can they not use that for WWE copyright reasons?
They actually used it.
Aha.
They actually used it because actually Ken owns that moniker.
Oh, there you go then. That's all good.
I think he does, yeah. But anyway, the point being is... moving aside in regards to that, what was so interesting with the feud is the fact that to hype up before their match, they ended up getting Moose against a MMA fighter on Impact.
Okay, hold on. Hit the brakes there. In what? A wrestling match?
In
or
a wrestling
cage
match.
Fight?
In a wrestling match.
Exactly. Two questions come up to me from that.
Yeah.
Why and what did it achieve?
It actually got Moose over as a complete amoral asshole, and give it all credit to the guy who was basically being used to hype up the Ken Shamrock match against him. Against Moose.
So they found a cage fighter who was prepared to
Not just a cage fighter.
Who was prepared to step into a wrestling ring and let Moose basically...
Pretty much.
How can I put this politely? Massacre his reputation.
Oh, no. The funny thing about it is the person who got in the ring with him is somebody who's been in UFC.
Oh, go on. Put us out of our misery. Who
Stephen
was it?
Bonner.
Interesting.
Which straight away I thought, eh?
Yeah, I know what you're thinking.
Did not expect to see that, but unfortunately,
no,
with me mentioning this, I might have actually accidentally let out some spoilers. I've just realised, possibly. But
oh, I see. You might have seen something for something that's happened but hasn't aired yet. Is that
might have done, but if it is
apologies
the case,
if that is
one,
the case, but
that is apologies. Two, it's just I just thought to mention it because it's interesting. The fact that, yes, I know UFC might not be exactly thrilled with it, but they haven't been using Stephen Bonner for anything for a long time. And one thing I will say that was so interesting with Stephen Bonner is I hope that this does actually develop into him becoming into wrestling full time, because the one thing I will say with Stephen Bonner that he was absolutely brilliant at, he has got the damn gift of the gab.
We know what they say, talking is 9/10 of the game, so if you can do it, yeah, good luck to him.
Basically, fingers crossed, this could end up being something really, really interesting. And one thing I will say, this is the next thing for the next subject for Impact Wrestling. Really, really Impact borrowing from WWE again?
Oh, go on. What have they done? I don't want to give away any spoilers for what we're going to be ranting about later. But go on. Is the heavyweight champion also the tag team champion?
No. It's something from WWE's past.
Oh, okay.
They've borrowed from an old storyline, but at the same time, this could be possibly doing spoilers again, possibly. However, it's all over social media.
I see. So if you are spoiling it, it's only for people who don't have the internet, which, let's face it, for wrestling fans in 2019, means they probably won't be listening to this, so we're not really ruining anything.
True. However, what was interesting is how they handled it.
Right, well, okay, you're going to have to tell us what it was.
Because it's to do with Sami Callihan.
Oh, yeah, Jesus wept, hasn't his star fallen a long way?
His star's actually on the rise.
Yeah, but when you're in the gutter, anything's a rise, really, isn't it?
No, he's managed to step up his game and everything. Well, anyway, point being is, you've got Brian Cage, who was the current, Impact Wrestling champion.
Okay, I was actually going to ask you who the hell that was, because the last Impact Wrestling champion that I can remember actually caring about was AJ Styles.
It's changed hands since then. We've also had Johnny Impact be a champion. We've also had other stuff. But anyway, point being is, we've recently, and this might be where the spoiler comes into play, because this week we had Brian Cage propose to his, to his fiancée, or technically now his wife.
Blimey.
Right. Now, when they've done a angle spot where they're doing the marriage on show.
On a wrestling show. Oh dear. Deary me.
You can see what's coming, can't you?
Did Kane come up through the ring and chokeslam everybody?
Nope.
Hang on. No, this is Impact Wrestling. Did Abyss come up through the ring and chokeslam everybody?
Abyss is no longer with Impact Wrestling.
Okay, sorry. Force of habit. Fair enough.
True. He's now working for WWE.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I did not know that. There you go. Colour me impressed. Backstage, I take it.
Yes, definitely. Backstage role.
Okay, anyway. Somebody had to interfere with the wedding. This is wrestling.
Sami Callihan came down with a champagne bottle.
Right.
Like he's about to congratulate you. He looks like he was trying to rile up Brian Cage, yada yada yada. And while the angle was, Cage went for spinning round to possibly to deck him one.
Yeah.
As he spun him round, he swung the champagne bottle.
Yeah.
Miss Cage
Clocked Mrs. Cage.
Yeah.
Oopsie.
Oh dear. Yeah. But then to add on the realism,
Yeah.
it was mentioned on Twitter, you got, Brian Cage is just saying, I'm going to kill you, you mother...
Hubbard. Yes.
Yeah. And Sami Callihan doing a post out of character.
Interesting.
Luke, dude, I love your wife and everything. I think the world of her. Dude, please just give me a call. I'm really sorry.
I see.
And Brian Cage retorts, ain't no call gonna fix anything.
Heavy.
Ooh.
What's going on? Hang on. So, Impact Wrestling have given up any pretense of being anything other than the fourth biggest wrestling company in America.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've suddenly remembered how to book impressive and compelling storylines.
Yeah.
Because, trust me, that sounds... Okay, yeah, it's a bit of a rehash, but hey, this is TNA/Impact. When do they not do rehashes?
By the way, I didn't say where they've borrowed from WWE, because if you remember, that's a bit of Chris Jericho and Shawn Michaels.
A little bit.
But they haven't just borrowed from there.
But it's also...
As for the rest...
ever so slightly from... Wasn't it Chris Jericho and...
Shawn Michaels.
Oh, was it Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels.
I don't know why. I thought CM Punk was involved somewhere.
No.
Okay, fair
That
enough.
was the alcohol with his dad.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
yes.
that aside, right, all I will say to you in regards to it, what was so impressive is, they haven't just borrowed from that storyline, they borrowed from another one, but I can't say why they borrowed from another one.
And maybe until next week's show when it's actually aired?
Possibly next 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, well, we shall keep our eyes on that. And if you even remember what channel Impact is even on in the UK anymore, watch it, and then you'll know what he's talking about. And then maybe you can give us some feedback as to whether you think it's as good as Matt Burns does.
Just from what I've read, yes, they've borrowed from WWE.
But they've done it in such a way as to make it their own?
Pretty much, and made it more brutal.
Well, they're not trying to be family-oriented like
they
WWE
make it
were,
more brutal than WWE's version.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying, to put it in context,
but
WWE's version
this
was
is in a way
within the PG rating, but still good, in a way that makes sense. That isn't just brutality for the sake of it.
It's not just for the sake of it. It is to continue the storyline. And believe me when I say this,
somebody. By the way, can I just say congratulations?
What?
In 17 years of their existence, the last 15 minutes of this show, you have done a better job of selling Impact Wrestling than their entire promotions team has in 17 years. Because you're even making me want to watch it. And as I said before you started this bit, I'd forgotten they existed. So, good job, that man.
I have no idea how I did that. If Impact are interested in hiring us, we are available.
Yeah. All checks made payable to the Burning Truth.
Correct. But anyway, we digress. That's from Impact Wrestling. Let's get straight over to AEW. and move on to your rant.
No. I believe you've missed a couple of initials.
Go on.
I believe that nobody is saying the name of this company properly. I believe that either AEW stands for absolutely extreme waste of space, or somebody's missing a couple of letters out because it's actually AEWCW. Seriously. The amount of potential these guys had, and all I've seen is the highlights of what happened at All In, All Out, Shake It All About, whatever the hell the event was called.
All Out.
And all I can say is management at AEWCW have been taking missing open goal lessons from Jeremy Corbyn. Talk about an anticlimax. Seriously.
I get what you mean.
Basically.
And everything. However, just so you know, in case everybody doesn't understand what you just meant by the whole Jeremy Corbyn stuff, do look into British politics if you are interested in finding out what my colleague was referring to, and everything. But anyway, we digress. We'll jump straight back into
essentially, yeah. Sorry, the
nitty-gritty
assumption of the knowledge of British politics that maybe isn't there. I do apologise, but yeah, basically they've jumped the shark.
You know, and in case if anybody wants to know the jump the shark moments where that developed, that would be from Happy Days.
Yes. And for those of you who are too young to remember that, popular internet search engine it, and you will know exactly what I mean.
Pretty much.
I would just like to point out, though, for copyright infringement reasons, they have jumped the shark. They have not F5'd it, okay? I want to make that very clear. No such thing has occurred. Anyway,
I love it.
I can just
continue.
If I can just get to the grips of what the thing here is, essentially, lots of former WWE guys went over, and why? They've got a roster full of people they could have elevated at the temporary expense of the former WWE guys who would not have been hindered by a loss, but would have meant that the other guys were on their level. But no. We're going to be different. We're going to be competition to WWE. We've got a roster full of people they've never even gone near. We're going to give our heavyweight title to the guy who's indelibly linked with WWE.
That was linked with WWE.
But that's kind of like saying, you know,
as much as you might be right in some cases, I actually disagree with you.
Oh, and don't even get me started on, as I was saying,
what?
Cody can't call him Rhodes for legal reasons.
Okay.
Why did he beat the artist formerly known as Brain Freeze? I normally said Tyler Bate then, and it's clearly not that. The Perfect 10. What was his WWE name? I'm having a brain freeze moment.
Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger. See, I knew
Sean
it began
Spears.
with a T. Yes, the artist formerly known as Ty Dillinger. Why did Cody need to beat him? Seriously? When a win could have put him on Cody's level?
If I'm honest with you, he didn't need the win. And that's because of current storylines. If I'm honest with you, Cody did need the win because he has been taking beat down after beat down after beat down.
If you say so.
No.
Also, every single time the Lucha Brothers defeat the Young Bucks,
yeah,
don't get me wrong, great matches, but they don't. The Young Bucks, every single time they don't win the AAA World Tag Team Championships, it's just accelerating the obvious level that they're going to win the AEW Tag Team Championships when they are christened. Also, Chris Jericho, yes, he won the inaugural championship. Why was he... I haven't seen any of AEW TV. Do they have a TV show yet? Or any of the build-up?
It's coming soon. It is actually coming soon. It was something I was going to be mentioning.
Why was he facing Adam Page?
It was due to storyline, because they had actually built it up.
Okay. Why was it not a rematch with Kenny Omega?
Because
why did Kenny Omega not win? So
they had a rematch against Kenny Omega.
Right.
He already had that rematch. And he beat Kenny Omega.
Oh, and one more question.
Yeah?
The previous massive AEW show, after Chris Jericho's main event win, featured the debut of yet another certain former WWE guy. I'm scanning Wikipedia now for AEW All Out results. Where is he? He isn't even on this card.
Moxley?
The very same.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was due to injury. Which was covered in last week's episode, unfortunately. Well, not last week's episode. It was covered the week before, I think. He ended up getting a bit injured, which he deeply apologised for being injured and everything. And instead of him being there, he ended up getting replaced with none other than Pac.
Yeah, which I understand. Pac is a perfectly acceptable replacement.
Yeah.
But it's just, everything I see about this is just sort of like... Well, to be fair, at least they've got a terrible name, but at least Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian are getting a push, you know.
Hmm? Terrible name.
SoCal Uncensored? What does that even mean?
It's the area. It actually works because it's a 3-man group.
Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, they're getting a push, which is good, because if anyone that's never been in the clutches of WWE, except maybe for possibly the odd dark match here and there, who deserve to be in a big spotlight, it's those two guys. True.
The thing is, the SoCal, the name actually comes from more or less from another company, actually. It was actually using ROH. So in actual fact, you actually have ROH to thank for that.
Oh, well, fair enough then. Who am I to question ROH? The company that, in the last 15 years of American professional wrestling, has the most credit, simply because it came along and went, this is what we do. If you like it, buy our DVDs, and then moved on to, this is what we do. If you like it, sign up to our video on demand service.
And if you like what we do, keep watching.
At no point ever went, we're going to challenge WWE. And had it backfire spectacularly in their faces.
Yeah.
Which, with every passing minute, makes them seem A, more sensible, and B, A, the default number 2 company in the USA, and B, the one with the booking department with their heads screwed on, to be brutally honest.
Third biggest company now.
Well, no, I'm talking second in terms of establishment.
Fair enough.
And third in terms of, well, AEW have, at least for now, until the rich owner gets bored with the fact that beating WWE doesn't happen like that, AEW have more money. But, yeah.
True. But at the moment, we'll have to see how it goes with the weekly television show.
Indeed. And, yeah, it's just that the whole thing, to me, reeks of, you know, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. They could have done so much more. Although, again, one small bright star on the blot of the horizon. They're pushing Jimmy Havoc. Can't moan about that. Did you see the match he was in?
They are doing some different stuff. Genuinely.
Did you see the match he was in?
Yeah.
Sponsored by a cheese company. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's an old country store, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to raise money, I suppose.
Does the job.
And again, small hint. At least the words reverse battle royal never found their way onto this show. So, you know, they're doing the odd thing, right? But generally speaking, I just think such a wasted opportunity to put the title on someone who has never even remotely been associated with
As much as
WWE.
I agree with
really
you.
make a statement and say, look, yes, we've got former WWE guys, but our roster is deep enough that we're not relying on them.
Yes.
We're actually not going to do the same things that TNA did.
Yes,
And
I agree with
do
you.
it.
I do agree with you to a degree. However, take into account, babyfaces don't generally make the best reigning first champions. The best champions, the best babyface guys are normally the chasers.
Right, okay.
And with Adam Hangman Page and everything, they are going to make him into an incredible chaser against Jericho. Essentially, this is actually going to raise Adam Hangman Page.
Well, I hope it is, but I'm not.
I can
not
see it.
overly hopeful, do you know? Also, first show, Jericho defeats Kenny Omega. Second show, Pac as a substitute for Dean Moxley Ambrose
Yeah.
defeats Kenny Omega. 2 shows in, Kenny Omega's dead. As
He
far as
isn't-
being a
he
bookable
isn't-
star for AEW is. He's done.
He isn't dead,
Nobody
but
cares.
he isn't dead, and this is coming from me, taking into account somebody who has their own company. Somebody, at the same time, he's probably trying to be very, very careful on not getting caught up in the backstage politics as well. But because he's having to work as well, he's having to be. He's trying to do what's best for business at the same time, without it coming across as, "Hey, I'm Double A Double Jeff Jarrett."
Well, no, I can completely understand that, but he's one of their most marketable stars. Anyone coming into the company
True, but
who
at the
doesn't
same
understand
time,
the concept of
the same
market
time,
your most marketable stars the hardest.
true.
Frankly, if they moan about him winning a couple of matches and being the top star, they don't understand how wrestling works and they have no place being there.
True, but at the same time, they're having to do with a pinch of salt and do things a little bit differently.
No. Well, the thing is, the Young Bucks are in a similar boat because they keep losing as well, so they're not doing themselves any favours.
They aren't, but at the same time, this is where I think where Cody got the win is actually refreshing because he's been taking loss after loss lately. And that's where it was like against Sean Spears, he had to win because of the current storyline. Personally.
Just a quick question.
Yeah?
Has Jimmy Havoc got something written into his AEW contract that he has to have hardcore matches?
Why?
Because if not, can he be put into the world title picture fairly soon?
Potentially, yes.
Because he's a genuine breakout star that's had nothing to do with,
It can happen.
any American company before, and actually pushing him in the longer term along with
If he's getting
Kenny
over,
Omega, maybe
if he's
Pac as well,
getting-
and Adam Page, there's a good nucleus of people, none
he's
of
get-
whom
yeah.
have ever touched WWE, and, well, there's a good way to build a company.
And if he's getting over, he's getting over. Another person who I think has been absolutely underrated, and for the fact that he's absolutely insane, he's almost got the Jeff Hardy vibe in the fact that he's absolutely, looks like he's deranged, but Jesus Christ, some of the bumps he's taking.
Who?
Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Jesus
He's got potential
Christ.
as well. Well, if he doesn't overly shorten his career with the insanity, but yes, I know exactly what you mean. Was it him that took the Cracker Barrel bump?
Which one?
The one with the big barrel strapped to his back,
Barrel. He's the one who does the move called the coffin, where he jumps off the turnbuckle back. It's jumping at them backwards.
You mean basically kind of like a Kofi Kingston crowd surf thing, but he acts like he's dead.
He does that, but he aimed to do that on fucking Cody Rhodes, who moved and he hit the edge of the ring.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
And I mean, you hear the commentators wincing in pain.
Yeah, that's not good.
The guy knows how to he puts his body on the rest for business.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Have you not seen the show? Did you not see the spot with the
Most likely was him.
the Cracker Barrel?
Half painted face.
No, he just had a barrel strapped to his back and he tried to jump off the top turnbuckle. I think it was him because he went backwards.
Right, possibly.
Off the top turnbuckle to the ring steps on the outside, where by the time he landed, Jimmy Havoc no longer was.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah, that's going to hurt as well, landing
Yeah.
on wood and ring steps and not Jimmy Havoc.
Yeah.
Although it probably did Jimmy Havoc's career a few favours.
Yeah, no kidding. Just a little bit.
Yeah,
But
anyway, so yeah, overall impression for me from the highlights that I've seen, not the full matches, but I've seen like 2 or 3 minute highlights of each one. Yeah,
if I'm on,
C minus, must try harder.
No, if I'm honest with you, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Genuinely, legitimately.
Well, I believe
If
you,
you-
but
if you watch the product-
the highlights package that was edited, I don't know who did it. It was someone on the internet, but it was done to a sort of, pro wrestling company highlights package standard. Mm-hmm. Unless they deliberately picked all the dull, tedious bits, I don't think I'd get much more out of it, to be honest. And it was kind of, meh.
From what I've watched, trust me, I can't see them missing a beat. They haven't missed a beat so far. Every person who's been on the show has been.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying everyone who was on the show did everything they could to the limit of whatever their potential is.
I think I know which video
they
package
took
you.
it.
I think which video package you might have watched probably hasn't done them any justice.
Oh, possibly. But,
Really,
well, I've only
and-
got that one to go on,
No,
unfortunately, because
I'll
didn't
put
make me
my
want
stake
to-
on it.
it didn't make me want to watch any others. Let's put it that way. So it hasn't done them any favors then.
I'll put my stake on it and state that it's. I could potentially, pretty much, be safe to say, I would actually give you money if you didn't like it if you watched the show.
What if I watched the show having seen that video package?
Still watch the show now, you'll be entertained.
I after the broadcast this evening, let's discuss figures. We'll see
We'll sort that out.
how much money you end up owing me. I mean,
That's fine. I will not be owing you money because I'll be making sure to be there when you're watching it.
like that, is it? Okay.
Oh yeah, because I'll make sure that I can see that you are enjoying it, and I will catch it.
Mate, you've seen some of the wrestling shows we've been to together. You've seen some of the dross that I've watched and gone, I shouldn't be enjoying this, but I am.
Yeah,
I'm a sap for it.
but you'll enjoy it. It's
No, fair
something
enough.
I tend to deliberately. I'm keeping a watchful eye on it.
Fair enough. No, I hope that they rebound and that the next show is an NXT TakeOver standard 5-star classic that you absolutely can't miss. But I just don't think that one was.
It's okay. Everyone has an entitled to an opinion, but
Indeed. And for anyone listening, please bear in mind, these are just my opinions as part of the Burning Truth. They're not the Burning Truth opinions as a whole.
but
They're
do
definitely
take
not Matt
but do
Burns'
take into
opinions,
account.
but-
I am actually arguing against him.
Yeah. And Matt Burns is given as good as he gets. And if you feel different,
Let's
Burning
hear
Truth social media, leave us polite messages and tell us why I'm wrong, please.
or why he's right.
Indeed, maybe if you think I'm right, make me feel better. That's great. But yeah, get in touch. Burning Truth social media, you know what to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
But keep it
And
PG, eh?
We will do. However, I will state, you were upset with Chris Jericho winning the AEW Championship.
Absolutely.
Now, if he didn't win it, we wouldn't have the Golden Marvel that's currently going all over social media right now. And this is the fact that he's Chris Jericho's now become a meme in himself.
I don't unfortunately have any side effects.
I was tempted to almost let it out earlier when I mentioned Sami Callihan earlier with his champagne bottle. But anyway, I digress. We'll get back to it.
actually have any sound effects handy. Not side effects. I'm not Matt Hardy. I don't have any sound effects handy. But do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Sideshow Bob kept stepping on rakes? Yeah, that was the noise I made when that stupid meme went viral.
Really? What makes me laugh is, I heard it first time, I thought, at first I thought to myself, that's quite funny how he just said that. And then when I've seen some of the memes that people are just throwing in together, oh my god, it is absolutely hysterical. And you ready for this? You doing that Pro Wrestling Tees or the official t-shirting brand for AEW?
I was aware of that, yes, because they are not, as of yet, capable of making their own.
And the fact that within hours of them putting that t-shirt out, it became the #1 best-selling t-shirt on the website.
That just cries foul on the intellect level of your average wrestling fan to me, to be honest.
It doesn't, because to me, it shows that as much as everyone, WWE might say, oh, Chris Jericho's past it, whatever, he isn't. He knows how to make a marketing brand without even damn well trying.
Now, I just want to jump to my own defence there.
Yeah?
I never said he was past it.
Oh, far from it.
Never even implied it. I simply said he has the indelible brush of a company he spent 18 years on him, and they could have given the title to someone who doesn't. That is all. I never said he wasn't capable of carrying it.
Correct.
I just wouldn't have picked him. I just want to make that perfectly clear.
However, as you mentioned carrying it, we'll continue a bit of that topic in the next few seconds.
Right.
But anyway, I'll just state what the slogan is. A little bit of the bubbly. He's got that over. He's got it over, which is absolutely brilliant. Take into account, this is the man who got it over. Got a freaking scarf over. Has got over, you just made the list over.
This is the man who got coming to the ring, standing there, looking at the crowd, making out like they're wasting his time, and then leaving the ring without saying a damn word over.
Exactly.
That's fine. The point is...
Yeah.
Seriously? The only slight hint of, solace I can take from this is...
Go on.
If what you're telling me before we went on air is true...
Go on.
It was no more intended to be a thing...
It wasn't even intended.
Austin 316 says, I just whipped your ass. It was just a spur of the moment
it was
that idiot wrestling fans have latched onto.
The stupid thing about it is, when you watch it, it's not something that looks deliberate.
Well, no, clearly not.
What makes it so weird is, it was him celebrating by himself, being the first champion, by himself, doing a congratulations, and he just threw that in. And then just continued. He didn't aim at it because he didn't go back to it.
Yeah, there is that. To be fair to them, if it's selling T-shirts and it's making the company money, we can't moan too much, can we?
Definitely can't. But it's just pure genius how they actually got into that situation in the first place.
Yeah, I believe you.
But now that it's now over, he somehow has got to fit it in somehow, in parts. But
yes,
it's over.
Actually, do you know what I think would be an epic way to basically draw a line under it and make a point of the fact that he's never going to mention it again? The next time he's on AEW TV or an AEW pay-per-view.
Yep.
Just as an aside, just randomly have someone else in the locker room mention it, at which point he gives them the death stare and tells them they just made the list and then moves on.
Nah, he isn't, because he's already used it in promos.
That's a shame.
Because it works though.
Shame.
It works.
Yeah, but it's just like a certain...
I get what you mean, but the point
it's just like
is,
a certain...
It's selling T-shirts.
In another parallel universe, which I refuse to inhabit, current NXT Champions catchphrase. I want nothing to do with it. Just like I want nothing to do with him as NXT champion. But there you go. Let's move on.
Calm down, baby. What?
I have just bitten the end of my tongue off so as not to turn the air, frankly, the purpliest shade of blue you've ever known, with an absolute string of profanities, that if this was in any way on a radio station that was regulated by Ofcom, we'd have been thrown off the air instantly.
Most likely.
Stop it. Do not mention that catchphrase or that sad excuse for a champion.
Okay, quit being a baby and have a little bit of the bubbly. Anyway, that's all I'm doing for now. We digress.
Next time I see you, do realise next time I see you now, I'm gonna have a list of god awful puns, of terrible things to say.
Sorry.
Absolutely awful non sequiturs that make absolutely no sense, and they're all going in the next WA commentary.
Sorry for this, but I was just about to say, coming from you after hearing your drill comments.
You think that was bad after what you've just subjected me to? Next show, you ain't heard nothing yet, sunshine.
I look forward to it. But anyway, we digress. But anyway, the interesting part when we need to mention Chris Jericho again is because when you mentioned about carrying the belt, interesting. How long did he carry it for?
What, before he lost it? About 3.5 minutes,
before it got stolen. Oh dear. Yeah, the championship belt got stolen. And what made it even worse is, as soon as it was stolen, and as soon as it was announced, what instantly happened on eBay?
Replicas appear.
Replicas?
Hey, guess what? Did you know Chris Jericho is now already the first ever two-time AEW champion?
Not officially.
Because Jimmy the Smart Mark, who found the belt and tried to sell it, who Jericho then had to beat the living daylights out of to get it back, claims that he was the champ because he pinned him to win it while Jericho was asleep.
Nah, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
I made all of that up, but
of
seriously.
Course.
What? I mean...
It was during when he was eating, and...
Let's put it this way. That if nothing else, that will teach AEW management to have several replicas of the championship. One of which they give to their champion. And to keep the allegedly worth 30 grand real deal under lock and key at all times. Won't it?
Potentially, yeah. But anyway, the point being is, it does raise the question on whether it should have been protected and everything, but the thing is, it did actually get returned and everything. The only thing I will state that was interesting is, yes, it was returning, Jericho being smugly saying, I did exactly what I said I was going to do. I was going to get my belt and regain it and reacquire my belt after it was stolen. And then I even beat the guy who I said I was going to beat. I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Which is within his character.
Also, seriously, a piece of leather with some gold and maybe a few stones on it. 30 grand? What's it made of? Bloody space cow-backed unobtainium? Seriously?
You'd be surprised at what it's made out of. But anyway, point being is, he's got the belt back. It's been returned. However, unfortunately, the person who has returned it wasn't thanked, which a lot of people saying he should have thanked him. He should have thanked him.
Just not publicly because hello.
He is Chris frickin' Jericho. And yeah, exactly. But anyway, that aside, that's all we're going to be covering for AEW for this week.
AEWCW.
AEW. That's all we're covering. Don't make me say it again.
Hold on. Right. Hello?
You there?
Yes, sorry. Headphones. When they're unplugged, they tend to not work. Sorry about that. They're back now.
Technical issues from my co-host.
Yeah, I went under a bridge. Sorry, the signal's back now.
It's you're there. And we're
Hello?
back.
Can you hear me? Me?
Oh, that was just cheap. Anyway, we digress. Anyway, we need to get on to one of the major contenders, which is WWE.
Do we ever?
We've got a lot to talk about.
Well, first of all, we need to talk about NXT UK TakeOver Cardiff.
That
Before
we
we
do.
even get to the main talking point of the evening, which is Mr. Matt Burns' turn with the soapbox.
Yeah. Well,
Anyway.
We'll have to briefly mention over in regards to Cardiff, which I will state had some absolute interesting matches, and
Brilliant matches.
made me so happy to see a member of the main roster at NXT UK as well.
Absolutely.
So happy.
Well, there you go. I'm quite pleased that it made you happy.
It did, but at the same time, some people are questioning whether he should have been there, as it should have been. We need to get other people over. We need to get the UK stars majorly over. For Christ's sake.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. The thing is, he had a purpose, and tell me his opponent didn't benefit from that.
Oh, 100%.
Exactly.
100%.
Oh, right. Again, as usual, I'm going to have to zip up the Wikipedia page and not look at the matches recorded for next week's NXT, which I haven't bloody watched yet. Spoiler swines.
Oh dear. Although, as you stated, that some of the matches that were basically going to be future recorded. What I did find interesting is that somebody from NXT UK is now on NXT challenging for a belt.
Yes. And that's very good too. And we all know who we're talking about, don't we?
In dominant fashion.
Yeah, well, longest reigning champion WWE modern history.
And I wasn't even referring to him.
Well, I haven't seen this week's NXT yet, have I? So there you go. I will see that. So
all I'll say to you is,
all I'll just say is and hum, and you tell the people who it is.
All I'll just say is, and this is the only hint, is, oh dear, it looks like the NXT Women's Champion has actually got a credible threat.
Well, wonders never cease. Chance will be a fine thing. Really?
Really?
Wonderful. Good news.
No. When this person stepped up, and when I mean stepped up, it was just, oh my lord.
Well, no, that's good news. That makes me want to watch it now. It really does. But as far as the actual card went, I thought this was how you do a pay-per-view. To quote the crowd from NXT TakeOver UK Cardiff, to paraphrase them slightly, are you watching Cody Rhodes? This is how you do a pay-per-view.
Correct. Agreed. But let's say this. It was good with me. I'll have to go back to Shayna Baszler when this person pretty much just stormed in, and it makes it even better.
No one saw it coming, and they were instantly over.
It makes it even better.
Go on.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it, because it wasn't even this week's episode.
Oh. Pretty sure I watched the NXT before Taker.
28th?
Oh, do you know what? No. Hang on, the NXT?
Yeah.
Yes, but I don't think I've watched the NXT UK. Yeah, that's what it is.
It's not the UK, it's proper NXT I'm referring to.
Pretty damn sure I've watched it, but I'm going to have to go back and rewatch it now.
Would you like me to restate who it is?
You might as well now, because everyone at home is going, how can you not have worked it out yet? What are you, some kind of thick or something?
You ready?
Go on.
Rhea Ripley.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Pretty much just walked out on Shayna Baszler and this is on the 28th of August, as Baszler was about to even speak, Ripley just walked in, even with her two friends in the ring, snatched the mic out of her before she can speak, and just goes, Yeah, let me guess, you're about to say, you're beating everybody on NXT. You ain't beat me yet.
Nice.
And it actually showed Shayna Baszler in a light of it. It's like, oh, crap.
Yeah. As in, I've been got all ends up here. I genuinely haven't, and I wasn't expecting that, and oh bugger.
Pretty much, and she's even holding back her friends, but it doesn't look like I'm holding them back because they're going to kick your ass. It's more like the look on her face of, please don't try to kick her ass because I don't fancy taking a beat down.
Absolutely do not antagonise her, because if she's willing to get in the ring and do that...
In front of all three of us.
Yeah. But anyway, can we get back to UK TakeOver?
Yes.
We are going to mention the results, so if you haven't seen it yet, where have you been? Are you like me with NXT or something? Come on, catch up.
What the hell?
Exactly. So we are going to mention the match results, so if you haven't seen it yet, you might want to go and make a cup of tea for the next, knowing us, 45 minutes. Ideally about 5 minutes while we just run through the results.
Well, basically it's almost as long as the main event.
What, 6.5 hours?
Which was 42 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, so it was. Not that we... Excuse me. Not that we minded in the slightest. It could have gone 42 days, and those two would still have been entertaining.
Pretty much.
But anyway,
Pretty
yes.
much.
In the opening
and you know it's good when the fact that you've got, matches like the UK Championship breaking the 5-star rating system.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And that's from Dave Meltzer.
From Dave Meltzer, I take it, not Dave Mastiff. He had other things to do than have a rating system at UK TakeOver.
Pretty much. But straight away, we'll just cover the results quickly.
We'll just cover the results quickly. Dafty somehow managed to beat Kiwi in the opening match.
Nomdar defeated Travis Banks, is what you're referring to.
Just to use his own name for people he doesn't like.
Mm-hmm. And
Travis Banks, great opening match.
And in case anybody was wondering who we were referring to from the WWE main roster, it's none other than the Swiss Superman, Cesaro.
The Swiss Cyborg, I think you'll find.
Correct.
Cesaro, who absolutely elevated Ilya Dragunov like that by the good old-fashioned way of smashing him all around the ring in an absolute war of a match.
But don't get
me wrong, he gave as good as he got.
Oh, definitely. The scary thing about it is, and are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This might scare you a little bit now.
Go on. Imagine
Ilya tagging with Cesaro.
I had a feeling that might be what they work towards in the future. I don't know, but
that's going to scare the crap out of me.
You think the Coffey Brothers, or maybe the Hunt, are intimidating? Think again. Yeah. Imagine that pair.
I'm out.
Well, yeah. Hey, look on the bright side. We don't have to face them.
Thank God.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, but no, they knocked. Never mind 17 shades out of each other.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
Next up, we have... a small congratulations, by the way.
Correct.
Since WWE seems determined to make every country in the world represented properly on the WWE roster. Round of applause. It's not a round of applause if you don't join in.
Hang on.
To the first ever Welsh champions in WWE.
Correct. And let me just state this. Congratulations to one of them, because I actually know them personally. Genuinely.
Congratulations to possibly the most complete wrestler in NXT UK, genuinely, who gets unfairly labelled as just a wannabe American cast-off when he really, really isn't.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
And Flash Morgan Webster, who is almost
the Mod Father,
the complete package in their awesome dragon-adorned green and white gear.
Yeah. Honestly, the fact that they ended up winning the match, defeating Zach Gibson and James Drake, the grizzled young veterans,
and Joe Coffey and Wolfgang as Gallus. Mark
Gallus.
Coffey, sorry.
Mark Coffey and Wolfgang as Gallus.
Go on, be honest. You didn't see that coming, did you? Because I didn't.
I didn't see it coming.
With every fibre of my being, as I was watching the match unfold, I wanted it to happen. I did not see it coming. I was very, very happy.
Mm-hmm.
As I think everyone in the arena was, because I've just heard on a news report that work to reattach the roof is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Because those guys blew it off with that reaction.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
How to do it.
Epic to do it. Stuff. Fantastic match. And then we have the last man standing match.
And we thought, well, as much as the last man standing match, it was brutal.
I hope they paid both those men 10 times the going rate.
Please do. Please.
Jesus wept. No amount of money. You couldn't pay me a sum that even the bottomless pockets of Vince McMahon could afford to take the cricket bat shot that Joe Coffey took. Oh, it still makes me shudder to think about it a week and a half later.
I've just gone weak in the knees.
That, ladies and gentlemen, was not a rubber cricket bat.
No, I can't walk.
No, I'm glad I'm already sat down. Otherwise,
I'm glad I'm sitting down now myself.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
My back's just itched.
Those two guys legitimately, like I said, deserved about 10 times bonus pay for the career-shortening battering they put on each other. Even one up in Cesaro and Dragunov because of the weapons involved.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the way the ending went down as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Made sense.
Absolutely no way that Coffey was going to get Mastiff to stay down shy of actually killing him. So, take a shortcut like a heel. Win the match in a way that means, as far as he's concerned, it's done, but will satisfy absolutely no one else. Fantastic ending to a great match.
How to do it.
Yeah. It was brilliant. I'm not going to give away exactly how it happened, because, hey, if you haven't watched it yet, you still want some surprises.
Correct, and it's on the WWE Network for just what?
$9.99.
Vince. Jax. DBT.
Yeah. Seriously, though, those cricket bat shots. Oh.
And then we follow it up with the NXT UK Women's Championship. Which
I did not see coming. Although, actually, the more I think about it with hindsight, the more I kind of did.
Yeah.
But I maybe didn't expect it so soon.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, congratulations to the new NXT UK Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Kaylee Ray.
However, I'm going to have to pick bone with WWE right now. And it's not actually against Kaylee Ray.
Right.
It's actually benefit her.
Okay.
Because you do realise that Kaylee Ray is the actual first official, legitimate UK women's wrestler to win the championship.
Yeah, she's the actual first British Isles born.
Yeah.
Woman to win the UK Women's Championship.
Although I am not dissing Rhea Ripley in any case, and I'm not ripping on Toni Storm in any way, because both of them have done so much for the British
scene in
UK
general,
scene in general, and all credit to them 100%.
But essentially, NXT UK, like regular NXT, takes on talent from all over the world and doesn't discriminate. If you're the best, you rise to the top.
Pretty much.
As proved by that match. Congratulations to Kaylee Ray. And by the main event.
Oh, good lord.
Good lord. I just about had time to get over those cricket bat shots and the shock of Kaylee Ray winning when Walter and Tyler Bate, in 42 minutes and 12 seconds, I'm reliably informed the St John's ambulance were on standby and each man killed the other one 13 times over the course of those 42 minutes.
Pretty much.
They literally could not have, shy of actually committing murder in that ring, they couldn't have left any more in it.
Pretty much.
I think the only reason the match didn't go probably about 20 minutes longer is because they ran out of time.
Pretty much.
But what is there to say about a match that, well, it didn't have everything, did it? It had 6 of everything.
The fact that you got the cardiac arrest, the fact that you've got the brutality, the fact that if you want to see a match,
up to 11,
if you want to see a match
that turned it up to 6,426 and a half.
If you want to see a match, watch that match. And yes, I will state, Walter isn't British. He is Austrian. But could not be more prouder of that gentleman being the NXT UK champion.
With every match like that, he just underlines what a lot of people in the UK wrestling scene, and indeed the mainland Europe wrestling scene, have known for a long time, which is he deserves it.
Correct. But the fact is, he went against Tyler Bate, who I know personally as well.
Yeah.
In a absolute balls to the down walls match.
10-star classic.
What more can I say? What more can I really say about it?
The closing sequence as well.
That's how you do a match.
Absolutely.
That's how you do it. I don't need to say any more. Genuinely.
No. And it's one of them that will bear repeat viewings as well. Absolutely.
I will be rewatching it again.
Oh, me too. Don't get me wrong. I will. Oh.
It may have to happen after this.
I actually have already rewatched it once just to double check.
4 times.
That clothesline at the end didn't take Tyler Bates' head clean off.
Pretty much.
Fans of Tyler Bate, you'll be pleased to know it didn't, but God, it was a close call.
I was watching that match thinking to myself, is he actually going to be coming to time? Is he coming? No.
Because trust me, for 42 minutes and 8 seconds of that match, it was possible.
Yeah. But definitely one to watch. But anyway, we need to continue.
The only match I can think of that I've personally witnessed in the building that even comes remotely close was a Future Shock Championship match way back in the day.
Go on.
Between, I believe, the Real Deal, Clinton Steele, and Sam Bailey.
Ooh.
At about Future Shock 30-something, which equally went about 45 minutes, which led to both guys legitimately tearing the house down to the point where I'm sure they could have gone on for another 20 minutes, half an hour, but they were told they had to wrap it up because the venue staff wanted to go home. Because, hey, Sam Bailey. There's a name. NXT UK coaching staff and scouts. Google it. Watch some of his matches. Get him in. What are you doing?
I get you.
But anyway, yeah, that match, which I was lucky enough to witness in person, and this one, and possibly also another Future Shock match from International Showdown in 2012 between current WWE 205 Live superstar, Gentleman Jack Gallagher, and Davey Richards. Those are the only other 2 matches I can think of that were just pure, for pure length and abject brutality that just had you hooked from start to finish.
Pretty much.
I'm sure you can come up with a couple of examples, but
I'm pretty much just speechless in regards to how good the match was.
yeah. Much like the Jack Gallagher-Davey Richards match, there were no less than 24 separate occasions where
Well, actually,
I'm
going to have to mention...
like this.
I'm going to have to interrupt you.
Sharp intake of breath moment.
I'm going to have to interrupt you because there is one feud that I felt was just as good because the storytelling that they did, because it was magical.
All right, okay.
And it was a 3-match feud.
I'd be very intrigued to know what this is. Oh, you've got me ticking at that now.
This
I'm
was
thinking, what
at
was it?
Preston City Wrestling.
All right.
This was against a former WWE wrestler.
Uh-huh.
Which was none other...
Do I detect the words "the masterpiece" galloping over the horizon towards
Correct.
this conversation?
Correct.
Wonderful. I can remember his much lauded PCW run, and I can remember he faced a whole load of the finest British talent, but I can't think of who you mean in this particular case. So
it is
put
somebody
the listeners out of their misery. Let us all know.
It is somebody you will know and remember due to him passing.
At the
age
that narrows it down.
At the age of 32 in 2016, which is none other than...
in 2016, okay. So that narrows it down entirely. None other than the much-missed Chris Travis.
Correct.
Wow.
Believe me when I say this, the matches that they had against each other... Oh my lord. The first match was good. And I thought to myself, I've already seen this match, how are they going to... And then I was watching, I was like, oh, good lord.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean.
It just took my absolute breath away.
And everything that did, yeah, Walter and Tyler Bate, again, took it and turned it up to 63.
Pretty much. But...
Right, but enough relentless gushing about how brilliant it was. Wait till we finish tonight on the broadcast and then go and watch it if you don't believe us. We can't be any straighter with you than that.
100%. Could not agree more. 100%. Could not agree anymore. Absolutely knock it out the park. But anyway, we've got plenty to talk about, so all I'm just going to do is I'm just going to do some quick fire stuff right now, just so we've got them knocked out of the park. If you don't mind me just mentioning certain things right now for us.
And that's fine, yeah. We have rather dwelt on those two things, so crack on.
One of them being the fact that Ronda Rousey is now officially listed as on the alumni page on WWE, which is interesting, but at the same time, I hope that it's not the case of the fact that she's not coming back, because if she's not coming back, I feel as though WWE may have missed a massive step, especially with her being on the Total Divas show. I
can't help but agree with you there.
Which has already been, all the episodes for her have already been recorded and already completed for that show already. I will just state is, yes, I hope that she does come back soon. And the fact is, she will be, when she comes back, she will be a massive star. But I just hope that her moving to the alumni page is just to hide the fact that she's taken time off and will be back.
Yeah, you hope it's not a permanent shift and that she will come back. And I think quite a lot of people do because, yeah, as you say, that story is not over yet.
It's basically to hide the fact that, yes, it is, expected and unexpected. They are trying to make it believable that she may not be coming back and going to catch us off guard with it, which will be absolutely great. For when she does come back, it'll stand out even more. Right, so that's out the way. Then we've got to cover NXT a little bit. And this is a bit of...
Yeah.
Which is a little bit bad because it's not actually anything to do with the shows. The fact that Matt Riddle has gone on to social media complaining and stating that he's upset that some of his fellow colleagues didn't offer him a lift because, in his own words, there was too much talent in the car to be able to handle the journey.
Yeah, it's possibly a silly thing that he could have got away with not doing, but then also possibly, based on what you told me when we briefly discussed this before we went live,
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah, possibly setting up exactly that.
Yeah, but the thing is, what made it so interesting is this is not an actual angle in the sense of WWE. This is legitimate. It comes across as legitimate because, as Tommaso Ciampa's like, yeah, the boys will pretty much take out. He was basically implying that the locker room will take care of itself and get rid of the garbage. Pretty much.
Which is, yeah.
As much as a lot of people can turn around and say, I know some people in the on the UK scene have stated that Matt Riddle is supposedly meant to be really nice, an absolute gentleman and everything, but at the same time it comes across of a little bit whiny and pretentious at the same time.
Yeah, like it was a little bit poorly thought through, shall we say?
Potentially, because I think personally, if that was the actual case of in regards to it, I think he should have. If that was the case, he shouldn't have put it out on social media.
Yeah, that's possibly true. It could well have benefited from not getting the exposure, because it's possibly they could have handled it better. Let's put it that way.
Correct. And then we've all, in regards to that, but hopefully that's not the case, and it is part of an angle for when Tommaso Ciampa is returning. Possibly, we'll have to wait and see what comes of it. I will just state that we have got some interesting news in the fact of Ric Flair has been in some news.
Silly man.
Ric Flair is suing WWE.
I will restate my point of about 10 seconds ago.
And
silly man.
Some of the information that's been basically provided is the fact that, do you know what part of the reason why he's probably suing?
Does it very possibly have something to do with a woman who may well have been born in Ireland?
Yes. And also possibly his daughter.
Yes.
Oh dear. Because rumour has it, supposedly that, Ric Flair somehow managed to fit some way of getting Charlotte into the main event of WrestleMania and possibly try to rope it into the fact of trying to get Charlotte to become the winner of that match, supposedly. And
allegedly, possibly. We don't really know.
Allegedly. Right, and yes, it works, it's fine, it does it, but if it is true that what he's attempted, and this is only speculation rumour, if it is true, then what the fuck? Don't be a dick.
Well, not much I can add to that, really. You pretty much nailed it.
Because that, to me, is just stating, I'm Ric Flair, I've got money to spend, and I'm going to make my family the top priority.
Yeah, but
the problem is,
Flair doesn't have money to spend. He's terminally broke. That's his problem.
The problem is that Charlotte Flair, yes, has been getting over. Yes, she's been doing her role really well. Although, we've been force-fed her. And it was time for a breakout star to rise up.
Yeah, just a bit.
And it was time for Becky. Now, the man comes around. Sorry for that. Please don't sue us, Ric Flair. Because we're not the one who came up with that slogan.
No.
The point being is, when Becky Lynch came around in regards to the whole angle, as much as Ric Flair can turn around and say, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, woo! At any point, where the hell did he state he was the man?
Yeah, the phrase "to be the man, you've got to beat the man" was never followed up with the qualifier. And
I am the man.
Was it? No. So he could just as easily not have been talking about himself. Plus, however, Vince McMahon could counter sue.
Yeah.
Logically, on the basis that the first time when the catchphrase was just getting off the ground, Becky Lynch was in the ring. At which point Vince McMahon came out and said, "You're not the man, I am."
Yeah, and
he's actually said it out loud. So he could counter sue Ric Flair and say, "You've never said you're the man, I have. So take your ring, take your lawsuit."
And do you makes me laugh even more with this scenario.
Oh yeah, apologies as well for not doing a corny as hell cliched Vince McMahon impression, but
God damn it. But anyway, the point being is, all I'll just state is, I find it very, very damn well funny that Ric Flair is suing supposedly for the whole, to be the man, you got to beat the man, declaring, he's the Nature Boy. Oh, wait, he isn't even the first Nature Boy.
I was going to say, is the estate of Buddy Rogers going to sue him for that? Interesting.
It's a bit unusual, that is. It's somebody who was borrowed a gimmick from somebody else.
Yeah. Rather silly.
It is. And quite petty.
Incredibly petty.
And this is where I'm actually going to defend Charlotte, and the fact that I actually feel sorry for her in regards to this, because Charlotte could end up being on the punishing end of Ric Flair.
Yeah, which is, well, silly, but typical WWE, let's be honest.
I just hope that Charlotte does not have the repercussions of it. I honestly genuinely don't.
I do, I agree. It's silly, but it's like typical WWE, and it would be, as wrong as it would be, it wouldn't surprise me.
But at the same time, it could actually end up doing Charlotte some favours at the same time, make her more... because the crowd will feel sorry for her as well.
Well, there is that.
But anyway, we digress, but we've got more information on Charlotte Flair anyway, and at the moment in time, I think Charlotte's better as a heel at the moment, but we'll get on to that a little bit shortly.
Yes, because, that'll be your soapbox moment, won't it? But One of, yeah. But for now...
Because, no. We are moving on to major soapbox territory.
I was going to say, that is one, but that's not the one we're moving on to. No.
We are moving on to the King of the Ring tournament.
Oh, WWE have dragged that out of the gimmick death cupboard, have they?
Right. Happy to see it back. I really am.
Give it a pay-per-view slot. Seriously, what's wrong with you?
Give it a pay-per-view slot. I missed that.
Yeah.
I genuinely missed that. Instead, it's... What makes it so weird is, it comes across of, you need to win all this. What made King of the Ring so special, with it being on a one-night event, is the reason why, because it showed each person, you know, you had to have the legitimacy. Whereas them doing it over weeks and weeks and weeks of Raw, it doesn't make them step up their game. It's like, okay, it's just done over so many weeks.
If you're doing it over one night, you've got to win 3 matches in one night.
And it doesn't mean you have to be the strongest guy. You don't have, it also showcases the fact that you can be the strongest guy in the world. Don't mean you're winning it.
Exactly.
It also showcases the fact that you had to have technical ability, stamina, and
the ability to think on your feet, because you've got a plan for how many potential opponents.
Exactly, and that's my point. But the thing about it is, what I used to love about it as well is what month it was usually on.
June, July.
Yeah. June, July, June. I'd say more closer to June.
It was normally June, because it was the show before SummerSlam.
And in case anybody wants to know why I loved it, the fact that it was in June,
Yeah, go on.
Same month as my birthday.
Oh, right, yes. Next June, please send all happy 50th birthday cards to Matt Burns, care of the Burning
Shut
Truth.
off. I ain't 50.
I know, but I couldn't resist. Sorry.
That's a cheap blow.
Happy 60th birthday cards to Matt Burns, care of the Burning Truth.
You're older than me, aren't you?
Shh. Kayfabe.
Cheeky sod. But anyway.
Oh, come on. Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, we digress. But the point being is, I missed that pay-per-view massively because it actually showcased some of the very, very best, and taking into account the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, didn't the King of the Ring produce some absolute top stars?
Let's see. I can't think now. Oh, yeah. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Edge,
Jerry Lawler.
Harley
Did I
Race.
say Jerry Lawler? Yeah, he was made a star. Even though I don't think he won it, but his feud with Bret Hart as a result of it, because of the use of the the name the King, it definitely elevated him. Yeah, Harley Race, Booker T.
The gimmick, yes.
Barrett.
Yes. William Regal.
William Regal. And then there's the not so great ones.
Mabel.
Triple H, Mabel.
Whoa, Triple H. He was great.
Yeah, possibly. Hang on. Also, fair enough, they made him King of the Ring, but worst tournament ever, and possibly the nail in the coffin that did for the pay-per-view idea, Brock Lesnar.
No, I don't think it was.
Was it Brock Lesnar? The 2002 tournament.
When he ended up getting a SummerSlam match.
Yeah,
from the
where
win.
he had
They beat RVD.
dreadful Snorefest with Rob Van Dam.
It wasn't the best, but it was still interesting.
Maybe if I watched it again now, my memory would be kinder to it than it has been for the last 18 years,
Trust
16
me.
years. But
It was better because, as much as you can turn around and say is RVD wasn't at his best, it told more. It was more of a projection story because they were building up to other things.
I just felt as though the two of them had a style which clashed horribly, and they did nothing to try and make it work.
But it was interesting. The point being is, my issue with this one is the fact that they got it back onto regular weekly each week on Raw. Really?
Really?
So it doesn't set up the stamina thing.
No.
As much.
Oh, also, yeah. Sorry, I just thought of something. When you finish with King of the Ring, I need to bring something up, but it's actually got nothing to do with King of the Ring. So carry on. Just remind me when you finished.
No, it's fine. The point being is the fact that with King of the Ring, what was so interesting is the fact that if two opponents didn't beat each other, what did they used to do?
Eliminate both.
Eliminate both and give a bye to the next wrestler. Which then could have, made out, most likely give the bye to a villainous wrestler.
Yeah, just like the World Wrestling Federation Championship tournament.
Yeah.
In the 80s. Was it Hogan and Andre?
Yeah.
Double count out. Both men gone.
Exactly. And it's interesting how he did that.
Yeah.
Massively interesting. The fact is, they could have done that with this, especially with whoever won this match would have really. I'm going to regret saying this.
Well, you've already uttered large amounts of profanity on tonight's show. How much worse can it get?
The fact is, we had a match between Ricochet and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
And my odds-on favourite is Ricochet.
Well, yeah, anyone should be, purely for the thing of Ricochet as King of the Ring has more potential. Joe doesn't really need it, and
He doesn't
somewhere
need it.
down the line,
and take into account,
outside
if I'm
of
not
the King of the Ring
mistaken,
tournament, he can get his own back at leisure.
Hasn't Ricochet been dubbed a king before?
Yes. Well, on the plus side,
Yeah.
all is not lost because he's not out of the tournament, is he?
The weirdest thing about it is they got a double counter, and as soon as I'm watching, I'm like, what? No. And then I realised the winner of that match would go on to face Baron Corbin,
Karen Borbin,
who I think he's slowly dropping the suit thing and slowly getting
going back to actually wearing wrestling attire.
No.
Matches.
No, he's just wearing vests, black vests, and trying to look mean. He's slowly going to get back to that eventually. You know, it's just taking a damn long time for him getting into his wrestling gear.
Because, hey,
Yeah.
Why do anything right when you're Karen Boring?
It's just stupid how they're doing it. It just doesn't do any favours. And then when I saw the double counter, I was like, no. Because then straight away, the first thing that popped into my head is the fact that if Ricochet isn't in it, Joe isn't in it, the only one I can see likely winning it is Baron Corbin, who doesn't need the flapping one.
Yeah, and unfortunately, or perhaps fortunately, as much as it completely goes against the received logic and wisdom of a King of the Ring tournament, it didn't work out like that.
No, they ended up going, we're not going to use the buy system because we're not going to telegraph and say that one of the people in that match is meant to be going on to win King of the Ring tournament. We'll just slip him into a triple threat match against Baron Corbin instead.
Yeah.
Really?
So, Karen Boring can bore our pants off against two people instead of just one. Yay.
Is that to hide our boring gears?
It might well be, actually.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'll put my prediction on this one, and this is part of the King of the Ring tournament, which the actual final of that tournament will be at Clash of Champions.
Okay. What? Fighting for the newly minted King of the Ring championship?
No, not for just become the King of the Ring champion. All I'll just state is the triple threat will be the match. Whoever wins that, I think, will be the winner of the tournament.
Oh, I see. I see where you're going with that.
Although, Chad Gable has been surprising me.
You haven't been watching 205 Live, have you?
Oh, no, I have.
Have you seen his epic couple of matches with Jack Gallagher?
You should see some of his matches he's been having on SmackDown.
No, I can believe.
I'll just mention one name for you.
Go on.
Hello, Ormus.
Andrade. Well, there you go. If ever there was someone that needed that,
yeah,
that needed a breakout moment, to remind everyone why he's there.
Yeah.
Fair play to him if he's got it.
Correct. That's what I mean. He's been massively stepping up. But the stupid thing about it is, what's so bad about it is, it's become more of a... It's more of a thing how they've fitted it in. It's like, half of them on Raw, half of them on SmackDown. Yay!
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. But anyway,
I'll tell you this now.
The other question I have to ask regarding Night of Champions.
Yeah.
One, why is it called Clash of Champions? The whole point of the show is not champion versus champion. It's champions defend their titles. So why is it not called Night of Champions? And two...
Clash of Champions, think about it. Braun Strowman. There you go.
For one, no, that'll be their excuse, but for one match, seriously.
And
no,
last time I checked,
it's
it's actually their third one under Clash of Champions chronology.
Whatever. Anyway, also, they say every championship will be defended.
Yeah.
Does this mean we're actually going to get a legitimate, televised 24/7 championship match that lasts more than 3 seconds?
No.
Well, does that mean they're shortchanging fans again then?
Pretty much.
I smell male cow excrement.
However, at least, you ready for this?
Go
we'll
on.
have an Intercontinental Championship match.
Really? I'd almost forgotten that title exists. Who even holds it?
Shinsuke.
Does he?
Yeah.
I mean, well done to him, but who did he beat and when and why do I not know or care?
Finn Balor.
All right.
Yeah.
Weeks, months, last year, when?
You don't remember when he won it?
Now, if you tell me, I probably do, but...
I'm just trying to... He won it against Finn Balor. I'm just trying to remember. I believe he beat him on June 25th on SmackDown, and then beat him 5 days later at June... Oh, no. My mistake. He beat him in... No, he returned on June 25th, interrupting Finn Balor. Faced off against him at July 9th and beat him in a non-title. Then 5 days later, I believe it was the 14th of July, beat him at Extreme Rules.
I do remember the Extreme Rules match now you mention it, but...
Yeah.
To start with, yeah, it just completely passed me by.
And taking into account, it made him the second man to win both the IWGP and WWE Intercontinental Championship.
The first being MVP?
First being Chris Jericho.
Oh, really? Okay.
Supposedly.
I thought MVP had held both.
No.
Or did he hold the US title?
US title. Which ironically isn't being defended at Clash of Champions.
And, well, that means every title isn't being defended, so why not?
Right. But it does make him... But with him, it makes him the first Asian-born wrestler to win the championship. The
Who
Intercontinental
is
Championship.
the US champion and why is it not being defended?
The US champion. US champion. You got me thinking now. US champion. When was it last defended, actually?
Hold on. The current United States champion could, if you wanted to subscribe to WWE logic, be described as phenomenal.
Oh, AJ Styles, that was it, yeah.
Yeah.
My mistake, I apologise for that.
Yeah, that's fine, I couldn't remember either.
I couldn't remember for the... Oh, hang on. I want to mind it, he is phenomenal. And how the hell has AJ not got a championship match? How? But I can see them squeezing in a championship match against Cedric. I can see Cedric being fitted
Cedric
into that
Alexander,
role.
yeah, that would work. Possibly on the pre-show, but yeah.
Most likely.
But
then again, I can see the SmackDown the Tag Team Championship match being on the pre-show.
Probably.
I know exactly what I know what your contract is, but isn't that the New Day? They won't do that. They're against the Revival.
Oh wow! It'll be on the pre-show, and the Revival won't get an entrance.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But anyway,
isn't that fun? Right. Are we going to get on to your winning soapbox entry of the day?
Which one?
You mean you've still got more than one?
Yes.
We've been going a while. Go on, right, let's get going.
Let's just get this over with.
Let's get the first one first.
Let's get Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman out of the way.
Oh, you mean the people who are both fighting together and kicking the ever-loving crap out of each other.
Yes.
Both doing double duty on the same show.
Yes.
Yes.
What the
Okay.
hell? And probably
Since the time when they had an episode of Raw where the opening match saw, I forget who John Cena was a tag team partner with, who won the tag team championships.
Shawn Michaels.
And then lost them again in the main event. No, it wasn't Shawn Michaels. It was someone far less legendary.
He's winning with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but no, they did it where he was champ. They won the titles in the opening match of Raw, and then immediately the former champs went to them and went to the general manager and said, "We want a rematch," and it was put in the main event, and they lost the titles back again.
Not sure. Not sure who that was.
Hold on, let's see if I can find it.
We digress. We'll have to move on though, unfortunately, due to time constraints, and we have been almost going on for well over an hour and a half.
So we should probably
be pushing on. The fact
Yes.
is, I understand that they are doing Seth Rollins versus Braun Strowman. Yes, interesting idea. The fact that they're having to do double duty. Yes, it will probably put Braun Strowman higher up. But the fact is, main event is a face versus face match, and it makes it very, very clear that more than likely Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman will not be leaving tag team championships. And what makes it worse is, who are they against?
Could it be a well-established, long-time WWE tag team? Yes, it could, but it isn't.
It isn't. There's no rematch for OC. The Usos aren't there. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder aren't even getting a look in.
And basically,
Who else is
the
there?
Revival are getting the shot at the other titles.
Yeah, so who else is there? Because they're being best buds with Randy Orton. Who else is there? Oh, yeah, that was it. Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler.
So, who've been a tag team for how many pictoseconds?
Not long. And what makes it worse is this will be Robert Roode's second time
Yeah.
as a makeshift tag team. Although,
Yes.
the pairing is interesting.
Is it?
It's an interesting pairing. The Glorious One and the Show-Off. Glorious
Yeah.
Show-Offs.
Yeah, it's just a thing that neither of them particularly need another thrown together tag team, much less
Although,
as with a thrown together tag team title run against no viable opposition.
they do have matching gear.
What? Both pink?
No, black. I saw that.
Oh, okay.
I saw them wear. I think. It's still an interesting dynamic. More
I'm
on it.
sure.
If they do develop into a tag team, great.
Yeah, exactly. Great. I've only one question. Why are Tyler Breeze and Fandango hiding on NXT when you bloody well need them?
Because I believe that they're probably trying to rebrand and probably don't want to get brought up into trash.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, but no, when
Sorry.
you need another... No, I was just pointing out, I completely agree with you, but I just meant when you need another established tag team, so you don't have to throw two part-time
Makeshift.
tag teams against each other, Where
Because
are
they work
Fan
big-
Breeze go when you need them?
Because they work better on NXT. Or is that just
Apparently
me?
so. Apparently so.
Because they're actually able to get serious stuff over
Yeah, possibly.
instead of being made a joke.
In which case, it's too late for them on the main roster. Can we have the Ascension back on NXT, please? Welcome
Cheers for that.
back. Welcome back to the land where you get taken seriously.
Oh, good lord. Ain't happening.
No, like I said, it's too late for them. They are beyond being taken seriously. I've Googled it, by the way. Other internet search engines are freely available.
Yeah.
And apparently it was in December 2016 and John Cena won the WWE Tag Team Championships for the space of an episode of Raw with The Miz.
Next!
I knew it wasn't worth remembering, but I'd be damned if I wasn't going to get to it.
Yeah, that's fine. But anyway, we digress. The point being is, it makes it worse because we'll go back to Steph and Braun. The fact is, it's an interesting idea of having them as a tag team. I can see Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler more or less possibly winning, but we'll do predictions next week. The thing that I find so bad is that you've got Braun and Seth, who are technically two top baby faces, and for God's sake, WWE, don't turn Braun heel in this scenario.
No, you don't need to. You really don't.
Don't turn Seth heel either. As much as he hates American football. Whoops.
Well, fair play to him. It's a stupid sport. You mean hand egg?
I mean the fact that he actually turned up to see the Bears with the man. I mean, his future wife and fiance, Becky Lynch, declaring that trying to make out he's here, he's enjoying it, and then putting out he hates football. What the hell?
No, that's fair enough. But yeah, like I say, it's called hand egg.
I'm not saying anything to that because I do not want to be even touching that rabid fandom because they will rip you to pieces.
Well, if they want to take their gloved hand in the middle of August, when it's the hottest time of the year,
I'm pretty sure,
and put down the egg and take off their 14 stone of padding, then they're welcome to come at me.
Oh, good Lord.
But they'll have to stop after 3 seconds so we can have an ad break.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the views of John Ballard, not of Matt Burns or The Burning Truth.
Well, I think you'll find they are the views of me, and by default they are one half of the views of The Burning Truth, because I'm on it.
Yeah, you are, but they're not The Burning Truths. They're not.
Suit yourself.
I'm just thinking. I just need to see that because we don't want to get pretty much all the hate.
We don't. What are you scared of the hand egg sympathisers?
You have not seen the fandom,
mate. I've spent my whole life amongst wrestling fans. Bring it. You don't get to have a mouth as big as mine.
Let's just say that
as I have in wrestling. Without developing a reasonably thick skin, I think
I will be honest with you. I did not expect this unbelievable swerve heel turn from John Ballard.
What is this? Am I Joey Styles at One Night? Am I Mick Foley at One Night Stand 2005? All of a sudden, is that what it
sounds like it? It sounds like it. But anyway, the point being is, we'll digress.
We digress. Come on, you've got one more massive soapbox. Well, I've just thought of one which I'd quite like.
I haven't finished yet with Seth and Braun. Because what makes it worse is the fact that the dumbasses have telegraphed it.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying before we went on air, they have done something almost typical WWE level of irredeemably stupid, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Right? I understand that they need to, they wanted to headline it up. Okay.
Oh, do us a favour, by the way. Tell the people without giving it away for me, because I don't want it ruined. I know it's too late for you.
Oh no,
I mean, because you can say what they've done without saying who it is. So without
I will do my best in regards to it. Yeah, anybody who's in the area for the event, whoops.
Yeah, spoiler. No, you didn't get a spoiler warning. You just got it spoiled. Tough.
Pretty much.
But I think the way you can describe it without ruining it for everyone is they have completely telegraphed the result of the show by announcing the main event for the next show before the previous shows happened.
Oh no! Not only have they done it in the main event, they've already hyping it up in actual house show flipping matches.
Hashtag stupid fucking twats.
Correct. And are you ready for this?
Go on.
Do you know who the champ will be fighting?
The challenger.
Who the challenger is?
No, I don't want to know because I don't want it ruined
You can.
for me.
It hasn't been ruined because it's been actually already revealed already.
That's what I'm saying. It's been revealed, but I don't know, so I don't
No,
want
it's
you
already
to...
been revealed for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I still don't know. Because I very
I'm
rarely
sorry,
watch
you need
main
to-
roster WWE.
You will
aside
need to know
from
this.
Sometimes I watch Raw 4 weeks after it's happened when it comes on the UK WWE network. But
Right.
that is all.
I will need to mention this to you, and I apologise, but I'll need to tell you this. And
Oh, do you know
will not
what?
be
I
happy.
don't watch main roster WWE, so I don't overly care. You're not
You're not,
ruining
gonna-
anything.
you're not going
You're
to
not
like.
ruining NXT for me, so I
No,
can forgive
you're
you.
not going to like it though.
Right, we'll get it over with then.
Yowie wowie. Yowie wowie.
Wonders what Keith Chegwin has got to do with this briefly while his brain works into gear. Yeah, don't say anything else. Don't say anything else. I'm just trying to work out how you reach that conclusion based on what you've said so far.
The fact that they actually had announced on Raw.
What, as in the champion at the
Challenger,
next pay-per-view?
no. The actual challenger stated he is going to be fighting for the championship.
Oh, I see. So it's only the challenger. They haven't announced who the champion will be ahead of time.
Correct.
Well, at least it's only that. I thought you meant that they'd put a poster up everywhere with the bloody
Oh.
new champion on before that they'd even had the fight. Because,
Yeah,
frankly,
they did.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have put that past them.
Yes, they did that in the area, and also on the television advertisements in the area.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that's why it's a big,
I know who
massive
the
mistake.
challenger's going to be, but I
Yeah.
don't want to know who the champion is until I watch.
I'm avoiding that. I'm avoiding
Yeah,
that.
good.
I'm avoiding that. What makes it worse is the fact that they've even got the champion saying, "I can't wait to fight him.
Interesting.
It's going to be a big challenge." And it's like, really?
Unless they've done it all as a massive swerve, just to be like, you internet fans, you believe anything on the night, and they've actually, as soon as that happened, whoever was responsible for the poster has been fired, and they've immediately changed the plans.
Oh no, we're
We can live in
talking.
hopes.
We are talking actual video footage of the champion saying, "I can't wait to defend my
Yeah, I know,
championship
but
belt."
plans can change at the last minute.
They can do,
You know,
but when
Can't subject to change. So let's
True,
hope.
but
can't
it doesn't
have
state
big change.
it doesn't state that on the actual video advertisement that was released for television. That was released on the television
Hey,
television.
I'm just hoping that WWE decide to get themselves out of this obvious and blundering hole they've got themselves in. Apparently they don't want to, but
No.
hopefully they will. So, you know.
Somehow.
Anyway,
But anyway, the point being is the fact that we've got Bray Wyatt fighting the champion in possibly a Hell in a Cell match.
interesting.
Really? But anyway, that's the basically breadbaskets of the fact that they may have actually already spoiled the actual event.
Hang on. Is there another show between, or is it SummerSlam immediately after Night of Champions?
No, it is actually Hell in a Cell.
Oh, Hell in a Cell. And then
Yeah.
SummerSlam. Right, okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, no,
Okay.
it isn't. It's actually Crown Jewel. After.
Is it? I thought that was a one-off.
No, it was Crown Jewel. They're doing it again, which will then be followed by NXT Takeover.
Is it?
Then
Not, is
we
it Crown Jewel? Is it not based on the? Hold on, Crown Jewel. Was it not? Oh no, Greatest Royal Rumble was earlier.
No,
in the year.
SummerSlam
Okay.
isn't until next year now.
Hey, what?
SummerSlam isn't until next year.
Oh no, we've had SummerSlam already, haven't
Yeah.
we? Sorry. Yeah. We've been talking about wrestling too long. My head is in the proverbial.
The next, if you're on about the next major Big Four, it's Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was SummerSlam, but no, because of course, in the good old days when it was Night of Champions, it used to take place in June, which
Yeah.
is before SummerSlam, which takes place in August.
Yeah.
So that's what my brain was thinking.
No worries.
My tired brain. Oh, by the way, have you got any more soapbox type stuff, or?
Yeah, we have got one more.
Oh, because I've got one as well. So would you like to take a breath while I just go back to it?
Go for it.
I have issue with the voice of NXT UK.
Oh,
No, not that one.
go on.
Hold on, bear with me while I count this. 15th letter of the alphabet, shouted very loudly every time a high spot gets performed, is not a catchphrase. Vic Joseph.
The which letter?
I hope I counted that right out loud when I did it in my head really quickly. I think the 15th. The one before P.
Oh!
Shut up, Vic Joseph. That's not a catchphrase.
Oh!
Shut up, Vic Joseph. That's not a catchphrase. Get alive.
Oh! Sorry, I had to want that. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, Vic Joseph, get a catchphrase. Just because Akira Tozawa is good enough at what he does to get a random incoherent noise over as a catchphrase doesn't mean you have to copy him. Because otherwise, you're fired.
And are you ready for the last soapbox rant?
Trust me, there've been a few tonight. Right, deep breath. Yeah, let's go at it one more time. Before the damn thing collapses under the weight of both the pair of us.
Pretty much, which is the fact that is Bailey.
Oh
Bailey.
dear.
Right.
You mean
Bailey heel
the
turn.
artist formerly known as Bailey Cena?
Right. Bailey
Because
needed the heel turn. Yes.
did she ever? Because unlike John Cena, they weren't afraid to do it with her. So everyone was like, yeehaw! Bailey's going to turn heel. It's going to be great. It's going to be something different. It's going to be...
Too soon.
And before they'd even finished saying those words, they had to take a deep breath and go, oh, they've ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh, they've ruined it. Oh, Bailey's doing the best heel ever, and they've ruined it.
Yeah.
Oh, they've ruined it.
Do you know why? Do you know why they've done it?
They've ruined it worse than they've ruined Ember Moon as a legitimate championship contender.
And it makes it more worse.
Even
Do you know
worse
why
than-
they've done it?
Because
Where is Clash of Champions taking place?
in the place Bailey is from, which
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Whose country is that?
The Hardy Boys, but what's that got to do with anything? Oh no, that's Cameron, North Carolina. Sorry.
I like that. Thank you very much.
Anyway, yeah. Someone who might possibly also be a heel, and if anyone's got any sense, will stay that way.
Nope.
No? Damn
No.
it.
Nope.
Look, there are
And-
two people in WWE who need to never, ever, 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 repeat times 43 trillion, ever be faces. The Miz is one, Charlotte bloody Flair is the other.
However, the way they did it, she turned face, but not quite fully yet.
Oh, you mean she's trying to occupy that I'm appealing to all bases middle ground of nonsense?
Oh no, I actually liked how she actually did it in the promo. I'll give her a credit on that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I think she did, with the material that she got given, did the best possible job.
Oh, well, there you go then. Fair play. If she did the best possible job she could have. But
It was the promo that did it for me.
Okay.
Because at first I thought to myself, really? We need to cheer flipping Charlotte? But the promo she did on SmackDown this week...
Okay.
is it this week or was it last week? I think it was this week. the fact that you had Bayley come out saying blah blah blah, I think it might have been the week before, coming out saying I did it for my friend, my buddy, blah blah blah, and then Charlotte just come walking straight down and goes, really? You're gonna sit there and say you're showing the real you, blah blah blah. Yeah, people can boo me all they want and everything, but at least with me, I'm coming at you to your face. I'm not cheap-shotting anybody with a chair shot. If I'm going to take a title from you, I'm going to take it directly from you, directly and purposely.
Fair enough, except
whether the fans like it or not.
Well, there you go. That
Straight away, and I was like, oh, that can work.
Yeah, but trust WWE. They've got possibly the second only to actually greenlighting and putting their weight behind Kevin Owens, showing that he can be just as good a face as he can a heel. And Bayley as a heel, the most money they could possibly have made. Trust WWE to make a pig's ear of it.
Yeah. Pretty much. By the way, we digress, but the point being is, the fact is, what was so interesting about it is the fact that the second that Sasha turned up, Charlotte just looked round, looked at Sasha coming down, and just pretty much just decked Bayley.
Yeah.
There and then, because she just thought, if I'm gonna be attacked by two of you, I might as well go out swinging.
Which is the perfectly sensible response, really.
Pretty much. And then chair shot came in, which is fine. It's just the fact of they could have held off till the pay-per-view.
Yeah, they could have, but
they could have had it where, Becky could be potentially.
What was it we said a while ago about jumping the shark?
Yeah,
WWE tend to like doing that if they can. They're not the only wrestling company known for it.
They did that with this, and it was a shame in regards to it. But overall, I thought personally myself, it was just a massive, massive shame that how they did it. And it was a shame.
Completely understand. It's not what anybody would have wanted. Least of all, probably Charlotte and Bayley. But there you go. It's done now.
Sasha, I could see turning heel massively.
Yeah.
And the whole new hairstyle, wow.
No, the thing is, it's all good. But the thing is, though, the idea behind it, great. The idea, 9 out of 10. The execution, 1 out of 10.
No, execution for Sasha, 100% perfect. Needed to be done.
Fair enough.
Bayley, on the other hand, needed, yes. Execution, poor.
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
It should have been dealt with on the pay-per-view. Because it would have meant so much more.
Completely agree.
It would have meant so much more. But they've probably done it because they know they're heading into Charlotte, North Carolina. Possibly.
Yeah, probably.
But anyway.
They probably know that, Charlotte's going to get a better reaction than she would anywhere else.
Yeah. But the point being is, we digress. But anyway, we need to move on because I've just got to talk about some British wrestling. Well, actually, me wrestling, actually.
There you go. We just need to quickly mention this, and then we need to wrap up, because how long have we been going for? It's been
almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. I'll make this very, very quick, just so in case anybody is wanting to know. I ended up wrestling at United Wrestling about 2 weeks ago, which was against Barricade, who I actually ended up beating. We'll say even much to my own charging and surprise. I managed to scrape away a victory on that one. And then I was in a match last night, which I'm still feeling the effects of.
You were?
I'm still am.
Wow. Who was that against?
Keith Myatt.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that. I'm amazed that you've managed to recover the pitch of your voice quite so well.
Yeah. Same as me. But the thing is, as much as I have recovered the pitch of my voice, my brain just, since I just referred to last night, just pretty much just
Yeah, I get you.
I just remember the pain.
Indeed.
In case if anybody is wanting to know what happened at Pro Wrestling For You Live Wire, is the fact that I went up against Keith Might, who is the person who I've got to give 100% respect to, in the fact that yes, he actually gave me my wrestling. He helped me during my first.
He helped create who you are in the ring.
A piece of me, a big piece of me. And then pretty much even decided to cut promo saying that that everyone loves a trier. I should be the trier of championships. And then we were having a contest against each other. I will say, there's no way I was going to be trying to out technical him because he's crafty and he knows what he's doing. But then when it came to strength for strength, as in hard hitting against me, I had the advantage there. But there was no way I was going to be trying to outcraft a veteran of Keith Might's standards. The only thing I will state that did confuse me is the fact that some of the unnecessary cheap shots I ended up getting on the hit into me while against a post.
Ooh, nasty.
And I managed to duck the third, and then pretty much yes, and I was confused and thinking. I was even asking the referees, going, "What the hell's going on?"
Yeah.
This is somebody who I look up to. And then just as I'm getting the big victory, I'm about to, bring the match to an end. He counted me, fair enough. And I thought to myself, oh, I better be ready for a big move. And what I got wasn't... Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. I was expecting either put a potential stunner, something, DDT, not a kick between the legs.
To paraphrase the great Bobby Heenan from Royal Rumble 1993, yes, that ages me, no, I don't care. Can you get arrested for being beaten up by the elderly?
To get cheap shotted, literally booted.
Let's not sugarcoat it. He kicked you in the balls.
Pretty much.
And as a result, yeah, well...
Yeah,
like
the match got thrown out.
Not good, but what can you do?
Yeah, I came away with the victory, but I didn't feel like I'd won.
Understandable. Completely understandable.
And then, as I'm picking myself back up with the assistance of the referee, and, I'm thinking to myself, oh, I'm a bit sore, turn round, and there he is again with the second one.
Well, you know the old phrase about fool me once.
Yeah, but there's fooling you once, but when you don't, you're thinking the referee's throwing him out, throwing the match out, he's left.
Yeah, you weren't expecting him to do anything else after the bell.
Second.
I get that.
It took a while for me to get to the locker room.
I can imagine. On your hands and knees?
Almost, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Without the referee's assistance, I had to be pretty much helped at the back. And
ouch.
Anybody turns around and says, "Oh, I could have walked that off." There's no walking that off.
No, you go into a darkened room and you lie down and lie that off.
And 1 minute where it says, "To get the swelling down."
Ice bucket.
Ice.
Yeah, ice bucket. Well, just lots of ice. Right, okay.
That's a wrap up for this week's episode.
WWE TV, load of bollocks. AEW pay-per-view, load of bollocks.
No, check it out.
Matt Burns' match, kicking the bollocks.
Oh, cheers for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's a perfect hat-trick and a perfect way to wrap up this week's broadcast.
And on that bombshell of a kick, we'll call this a wrap-up. I'll just basically mention some quick plugs, which I'll just be stating to you right now, which is we recommend everybody to check out UK Way, also known as UK Wrestling Alliance. We recommend you check out Manchester Pro Wrestling Academy, as we do our beginner classes, which are a Monday, £10 per class, 7 p.m. till 9 p.m. If you have the location details, please check out on their social media. JG Printing and Stitching, they do absolutely amazing work. I've actually got a polo of the Burning Truth, which I'll hopefully try and get John Bloor one in the future. We've also got JFX 3D Printing, JFX 3D, that do absolutely amazing work with custom made belts. And I'm recommending the following charities, especially for the case of, how we actually started the episode, which is the fact of, please check out, charitable organisations like Mind, Changes UK, health and well-being, and of course Messy for Mind, as your mental health is massively important, and, these charitable cases and as such are something I would highly recommend everyone to check out. We also recommend you check out bands like New Breed, Camens and Blackpool, amazing music. We of course recommend everyone to check out the lighter side of wrestling, when none other than Botchamania, WrestleCrap and OSW Review. You're welcome, Matthew, and of course
RD Reynolds as well. Yeah, and whoever is responsible for the review, I'm not sure. But yeah, you guys are welcome too.
The OSW review, we'll just throw them in there because they are absolutely amazing guys, and they also have some special guest appearances from Matthew himself. We also recommend you check out YouTube channels like Philip DeFranco, who are always bringing some interesting news with impartial news. The fact that it's they bring it on from both sides. We also recommend you check out When Fandom Strikes, especially her YouTube channel and of course her TikTok, which is she's absolutely entertaining as hell. We recommend you check out Luke Moto with his multiple channels on YouTube, which is the main Luke Moto channel, and Gaming Moto, because if I'm not mistaken, he also made a bet that if he actually got so many subscribers, he'd have to dye his hair blue, which he has actually done.
Something tells me that he got that many subscribers. So
yes, he did. He's had to dye it blue.
Checking out, yeah.
And of course, we recommend you check out one series called, one channel called First We Feast, especially the hot ones. Absolutely amazing, because we've had wrestlers on there, be it Sasha Banks, Stone Cold Steve Austin, of course, on there as well.
So the big ones, all the big stars.
Definitely. And of course, we recommend you check out for all things geeky and nerdy, especially if we're talking Marvel or DC. Please check out podcast Geek of the Week with the host none other than Magic Mark Adams.
Epic.
We also recommend everybody to check out, of course, We the Independents with their podcast and interesting interviews. Highly recommend it.
Yep.
To anybody. I've also got to give a massive shout out to another podcast, which this podcast is actually done on a program called Podbean. If anybody's interested in listening into this one, and one I will say they don't always talk about wrestling, but they do actually have some interesting topics on there, but they don't just talk about wrestling. They also cover some interesting topics like Fantastic Four, talk about different things, They basically talk about in general major topics and different, which is none other than train pop culture. I highly recommend you check it out. As I will state, I checked them out myself, and it is absolutely entertaining as hell. We also recommend you check out Kayfabe Music UK for custom made music. Of course, we also always recommend you check out Turnbuckle TV, especially as they actually have UKWA on there, and many other shows
for just $3.99 a month.
Yeah, $3.99. Remember,
that's less than £1 a week. What else can you get for £1 a week these days?
Correct.
Makes absolutely no sense not to do it.
Correct. For less than a pint a week.
In this day and age, less than a fifth of a pint.
Correct. But the point being is, we highly recommend you check out Turnbuckle TV, especially since they've actually updated and upgraded it as well. So it's got a whole new look and whole new vibe to it. And of course, we also recommend everyone to check out their local wrestling shows. Of course, I will state UKWA, of course, United Wrestling, Academy Pro Wrestling, FCW, Fusion Pro Wrestling for You, and I believe Future Shock.
Oh yeah, Future Shock Pro Wrestling. Let's see. Falling Star Wrestling, if you're in my neck of the woods. There's LDN, PCW, GPW, Progress. Literally, stick a pin in a map or use an internet search engine where you are.
Or
you
better
probably
yet,
no more than about half an hour away from a decent wrestling promotion.
Correct. Or better yet, you could actually use a mobile phone application. None other than Babyface Wrestling UK. And the best thing about it is, you can actually
How much does that cost?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the best thing about it is, you've also got, you got your featured wrestlers that are also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe on the featured wrestling, we've even had, UK wrestler Regan on there from time to time, and many other wrestlers on there. And, you can check out your wrestlers, follow them, and also follow the companies and everything, so you can get the latest news on where they're going, the latest news on what shows are coming up, and also just be generally keeping a general interest in your local wrestling promotions. As always,
fantastic stuff.
Of course, we've always got the Burning Truth website, which is www.theburningtruthuk.com. I could go on in regards to all of that and what's on there, but for how many times we've it in regards to that,
Needless to say, we've got plenty of past episodes on there, and we go through all the ways you can contact us on all the social media on every single one of them. So
please check out our social media especially. But let's just state this: and if you do go on the links section of the website, please understand that we cannot be held responsible for any external websites, as we do not have control of them. And of course, our social media, we are on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and of course Twitter, which the handle for Twitter is different, which is spelled WRESLING for THWALL. And yes, we do have some past episodes on Spotify. Hopefully we should be getting some more up-to-date, more recent episodes on Spotify in future. And that's going to be a wrap-up for this week. We will be back next week, but it will be a little bit different because my colleague is actually going on holiday.
Yes, so the quality may be slightly different, as it will be probably done via still via the same app, just on my phone rather than on my desktop, so without the quality microphone that I'm currently using.
Correct. So if there is any issues next week, we do apologise for that.
But we should be going ahead as normal with, I believe, Night of Champions predictions. Pretty much.
Let's throw that out there. And of course, we'll have to make a wrap up on this week's episode, especially soon as we're now getting into the following next day.
Yeah. This episode tonight has been longer than an NXT pay-per-view. Easy for me to say. Just to scare you.
Yeah, pretty much. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, as always, we always recommend you check out your local wrestling, of course. But hopefully we will catch you next week. And
fingers crossed.
The only thing I will state is I'm going to be ending the wrap ups a little bit differently from now on, which is especially with some recent regards to what's happened recently. So all I'll say is, everyone, please stay well, stay safe, and if you do need to seek any help, please seek the help. But as always, stay awesome. We'll catch you next week, and with that, we'll see you then.
Ta-ra for now.
Ta-ra for now. Catch you later.
Bye-bye.